Hello children, welcome back to our chemistry online classroom. In the last session we have discussed section A, objective type questions. In this session today we are going to discuss section B, which carries 3 mark questions. So before going to the questions, how about discussing some tips for your exams? You know that practice makes a man perfect. So the first thing that we have to do is practicing a lot of questions from previous year's question paper. That is what we are doing now, right? Okay. During your exam time, the first point that you have to keep in your mind is don't get panic. Okay. So if you are afraid, what will happen? Your thoughts, your brain will become blank. So even the answers that you know very well also will not come into your mind properly. So remember, the first point is don't get panic. Secondly, you have a cool off time, right? 15 minutes cool off time for reading the questions well. While reading the questions, that 15 minutes, use that time for structuring your answers. Okay, so you can structure your answers in your mind. What are the scientific terms to be included in the answer and how to write that scientific terms effectively in your answers. Okay, so the tips are not yet finished. We will continue discussing the tips more in the coming videos. Okay, now let's move into the questions.
Alright children, now we are going to discuss section B, 3 mark questions from the chapter acids, bases and salts. Okay, move to the first question. Here is the first question. Differentiate between strong and weak acids. Identify the strong and weak acid from the following list. Hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, formic acid and nitric acids are given. Okay, now what is a strong acid? We know that a strong acid in presence of water can ionize completely into positive and negative ion. See here in this example, hydrochloric acid in presence of water will completely ionize into H plus and Cl minus ions. Okay, that is why it is a strong acid. While a weak acid like methanoic acid, okay, only partially ionize into positive and negative ions. This double arrow indicates partial ionization. See here in this example, methanoic acid will split into methanoate ion and H plus ions. But remember, only few molecules will split like this. The rest of the molecules will remain as molecules itself. Okay. From the given list, strong acids are hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and weak acids are acetic acid and formic acid. Okay. Moving to the next question. Okay. Now 3 questions are there. Write the name given to bases that are highly soluble in water. Water soluble bases are called alkalis, isn't it? Give an example. You can write any example like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide. Okay. Here the second question is, how is tooth decay related to pH? How can it be prevented? So tooth decay is related to pH because if we don't clean our mouth properly, the food remainings will stay in our mouth and bacteria will act on it to produce acids. These acids will start to react with tooth enamel, which is calcium phosphate, and thus tooth decay will start to occur. So how can it be prevented? Definitely by using a base, because bases can neutralize the acids, right? So toothpaste is a base, therefore it can neutralize the acids produced in our mouth. Okay. See here answers are coming. Why does bee sting cause pain and irritation? Because bee injects an acid into our body, which is methanoic acid or formic acid. Okay. Now, rubbing of baking soda on the sting area gives relief. Why? Baking soda can neutralize the acid injected by bee. That is why we'll get relief. Alright. So move to the third question. Here's a question. A liquid has a pH less than 7, which represents an acidic solution. State the nature of solution if its pH increases from 7 to 14. So what will happen if the pH increases from 7 to 14? The solution becomes basic, right? Then mention the ion whose concentration increases with the increase of pH value. We know that when the pH value increases, the solution becomes basic. So in a base, which ion is found? Definitely OH minus ions. So hydroxide ions are the answer. Okay. Now third question, suggest a method that is generally used for measuring the pH value. Generally, we are using a universal indicator paper, okay, to measure the pH value. It will show different colors when dipped in different types of solutions, and we can match with the chart given. Okay. This is universal indicator paper. Okay, and this is the color chart which has to be matched with the color obtained from the solution. Right? So moving to the fourth question. A few drops of phenolphthalein and blue litmus were added to three solutions. A few drops of phenolphthalein and blue litmus were added separately. Specify the color change in each case if any. Phenolphthalein is added to three solutions, and also blue litmus solution is added to three different solutions. What is the color change observed? So here the given solution, the first one, sodium carbonate, is a base, hydrochloric acid is an acid, and sodium chloride is a neutral substance, isn't it? Neutral solution. Here we know that phenolphthalein is a colorless indicator which shows pink color in basic media, while colorless remain colorless in acidic and also in neutral media. Okay. While blue litmus solution will not show any color change in a base and also in a neutral solution, but it shows color change, that is blue litmus solution will turn into red in acidic medium. Okay, hope you understood very clearly. These are the answers given here. Okay, so moving to the next question, fifth one. 10 ml of water and 5 ml of sulfuric acid are to be mixed. Say the method. Why should this method be followed and what is the process called? So we know that mixing up of concentrated acid with water is highly exothermic reaction. See here, this picture indicates water is added into acid. So what will happen? It is a highly exothermic process. So here large quantity of acid is there. Therefore, large amount of heat energy will be evolved, and which makes the solution splash out. This is the correct method. Drop by drop add acid into large quantity of water and stir it well. Okay. Now, why should this method be followed? Because it's a highly exothermic process. That is why there's a chance of splashing out of the mixture. And what is the name of this process? It is called dilution. Okay. Moving to the sixth question. 2 ml of sodium hydroxide solution is added to a few pieces of granulated zinc metal taken in a test tube. Then we have warmed the test tube. That time a gas started to evolve. Okay, and we have to write the equation of the chemical reaction involved and the test to detect the gas. Name the gas which will be evolved when the same metal reacts with a dilute solution of a strong acid. Here we know when a metal reacts with a base like sodium hydroxide, a strong base, what will happen? same like an acid, it will produce salt and hydrogen gas, right? But only the difference is we have to warm up the contents of test tube, right? Okay. Now, here this is the reaction. Sodium hydroxide when reacts with zinc, sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2 and hydrogen gas are evolved. Okay. Now, what is the test for hydrogen? When a burning splint is held near the evolved gas, it burns with a pop sound, right? Now, last question is name the gas which will be evolved when the same metal reacts with the dilute solution of a strong acid. Here, for example, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid. The same product, salt and hydrogen gas are produced. Here, zinc sulfate will be produced along with hydrogen gas. Okay, while writing the equations, try to balance all the chemical equations, right? Moving to the seventh question. Okay, here solid sodium chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid are mixed together. That time a gas started to evolve. Okay, so when tested with dry and then with wet litmus paper, in which case will the litmus paper change color? Okay, give reason for your answer. Right. Now we want to know what will happen if we mix sodium chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid. So here in this reaction, double displacement will take place. Sodium sulfate and hydrogen chloride gas will be formed. See here the equation. Okay. This hydrogen chloride gas, we know that even though it's an acidic gas, until it is dissolved in water, it will not show any chemical properties of acids. Okay. So, when hydrogen chloride gas is evolved from this reaction, if you test with a dry litmus paper, it will not show any color change, right? But when with a wet litmus paper, it will show all the acidic properties. It will change blue litmus into red color. Okay. Reason is hydrogen ions are produced by hydrochloric acid only in presence of water. See here, hydrochloric acid, okay, will release H plus ions and that H plus ions will combine with one water molecules and will become hydronium ion along with the negative ion. Okay. Moving to the eighth question, illustrate any three chemical properties of acids with examples. So here chemical properties means chemical reactions. So you can write any chemical reactions of acids. Some examples. So we have learned already 5 chemical reactions, isn't it? So here you can write any 3 of them. See here, reaction of metal with acid, salt and hydrogen gas are produced. You can write any example, okay? Then reaction with base to form salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. You can write any example, okay? Then the third one is acids react with metal carbonate, okay, to liberate carbon dioxide gas. You know, salt, water and carbon dioxide gas are when an acid reacts with a metal carbonate. We can write any example like sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, etc. to show this reaction. Moving to the ninth one. Okay, here a student takes 3 beakers. In first one glucose is taken, second one alcohol is taken, third one dilute HCl is taken. And the question is, state your observation in terms of blowing of bulb when the switch is on. We know that only in the case of dilute HCl the bulb will start to glow, because even though glucose and alcohol in their molecular formula contain some hydrogen, they cannot be released as H plus ions. So alcohol and glucose cannot produce H plus ions, right? But in the case of HCl, in presence of water, HCl will split into H plus ions and Cl minus ions. Therefore, due to the presence of these ions, what will happen? Electricity will pass through the solution. Which solution? Solution of C. Okay. Now, mention the change noticed with appropriate reason if the content of beaker B is replaced by sodium hydroxide. So, if instead of alcohol, if we take sodium hydroxide, then what will happen? The bulb will start to glow because sodium hydroxide also in presence of water will split into sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Here are the answers. You can see bulb A and B do not glow but bulb C glows. Glucose and alcohol solution do not conduct electricity as they do not have ions. And after replacement, bulb glows in B as NaOH solution also contain ions. Alright. So move to the last question, 10th one. A metal is treated with dilute sulfuric acid. The gas evolved is collected by the method shown in the figure. See here. So name the gas. Which gas is evolved when a metal reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid? Definitely it is hydrogen gas. Is the gas soluble in or insoluble in water? It is soluble in water. Is the gas lighter or heavier than air? It is lighter than air. How will you test the gas? We know that when a burning spent is brought nearby, the gas will burn with a pop sound. Then it is hydrogen gas. If the metal used above is zinc, then write the chemical equation for the evolution of gas. So we can write zinc and dilute sulfuric acid. So what are the products formed? Zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Then the last question is write one industrial use of the gas water. So industrial use for hydrogen are many. One is it is used as a fuel in rockets. Okay. Also it is used to make a fertilizer which is called ammonia. Okay. So these are all about the uses of hydrogen gas. Here are the answers. Okay. You can see all the answers are listed here. We already discussed. Now, okay, section B itself we will continue in the coming video also because we have to practice a lot more questions. Then we will discuss 5 mark questions. Alright, thank you and